Every single morning, without thinking twice, you do one small thing that feels completely normal. It feels productive. It even feels responsible. No alarms go off. No pain appears in your chest. No warning light flashes in your body. Yet deep inside, your heart reacts. Slowly, quietly. Over time, this daily habit begins to change your blood vessels, your blood pressure, and the way your heart muscle works. And here is the unsettling truth. Most people believe this habit is harmless. Many even believe it is healthy. That belief is what makes it dangerous. Because when a risk looks safe, no one tries to stop it. In today's video, you are going to discover what this everyday habit really does inside your body, how it silently increases your risk of heart disease, and why even active, fit people are not protected from its effects. You will learn what happens to your arteries at the microscopic level, how your blood flow changes hour by hour, and why cardiologists are becoming more concerned about this modern routine. We will break down the science in simple words. No complicated medical language, just clear facts that matter to you and your family. You will also learn the early signs that most people ignore, the long-term damage that builds without symptoms, and the small daily adjustments that can dramatically reduce the risk. Many heart problems do not start with dramatic events. They start with tiny repeated stress signals to the cardiovascular system. When these signals repeat every day, year after year, they reshape the heart's workload. Research in cardiovascular medicine shows that lifestyle patterns influence inflammation levels, cholesterol balance, insulin response, and arterial stiffness more than most people realize. What makes this even more serious is that this habit often begins in childhood and continues into adulthood without question. It is part of modern life. It is socially accepted. It is even encouraged in many environments. Yet long-term studies link it to increased risk of hypertension, plaque buildup, irregular heart rhythms, and metabolic strain. The most concerning part is that the damage builds quietly. You can feel perfectly fine while changes are already happening inside your blood vessels. Your heart does not complain loudly at first. It adapts, it compensates. It works harder, but adaptation is not the same as protection. Over time, compensation becomes stress. Stress becomes strain. Strain becomes disease. In this video, we will connect the dots between daily routine and heart health in a way most people never hear explained. We will uncover why even people who exercise regularly may still face risk if this one habit dominates their day. We will look at the hidden chain reaction that begins with a simple choice and ends with measurable changes in heart structure and function. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why this habit is more harmful than it appears, who is most vulnerable to its effects, and what practical steps can reduce the damage starting today. This is not about fear, it is about awareness. Your heart beats around 100,000 times every single day. It pumps blood through nearly 60,000 miles of blood vessels. It works without rest, without complaint, without pause. It deserves attention. It deserves protection. The information you are about to hear could change the way you look at your daily routine. It could change how you structure your workday. It could even change the long-term health of your heart. So stay with us until the very end, because the final section will reveal simple corrections that are easy to apply but rarely discussed. These small shifts can lower cardiovascular stress and improve circulation more than most people expect. This channel is dedicated to giving you clear, science-based health knowledge in simple language that anyone can understand and use. If you care about your heart, your energy, and your long-term well-being, make sure you subscribe and join our community. We are just getting started. The habit is prolonged sitting. Long hours in a chair, long hours on the couch, long hours in the car, sitting at a desk, sitting with a phone, sitting while eating, sitting while working, sitting while relaxing. It feels normal because modern life is built around it. Schools train children to sit for hours. Offices reward people who stay at their desks. Entertainment keeps people seated at night. Technology makes movement optional. Food arrives at the door. Meetings happen on screens. Conversations happen through messages. The body stays still while the world moves digitally. No one calls it dangerous. In fact, sitting is often linked with productivity. If you are sitting, you are working. If you are sitting, you are focused. If you are sitting, you are disciplined. Movement looks like distraction. Rest looks like comfort. So the habit becomes invisible. People ignore it because there is no immediate pain. Muscles may feel stiff, but that feels minor. There is no sharp signal from the heart. There is no dramatic warning. A full day can pass without a single thought about circulation. Weeks pass, years pass, the body adapts, but inside changes begin. When you sit for long periods, your muscles stay inactive. Large muscles in your legs stop contracting. Those muscles normally help pump blood back to the heart. When they stop moving, blood flow slows down. Slower blood flow means the heart must adjust. It changes pressure. It changes rhythm. Over time, this shift increases blood pressure. The vessels become tighter. The walls of the arteries experience more stress. High blood pressure does not always feel dramatic. Many people live with it without symptoms, but each heartbeat pushes harder against the artery walls. This constant pressure weakens them slowly. Prolonged sitting also increases inflammation. Inflammation is not always visible. It is not always painful. It is a chemical response inside the body. When the body stays inactive for long periods, certain enzymes that help break down fats become less active. Fat particles remain longer in the bloodstream. This triggers small inflammatory signals. These signals travel through the blood vessels. Over time, they irritate the inner lining of the arteries. The lining becomes less flexible, less smooth. Tiny injuries can form. The body tries to repair them, but repeated repair leads to thickening. Thickened arteries are less elastic. The heart must push harder again. Sitting too long also disrupts blood sugar balance. After meals, blood sugar rises. Normally, moving muscles help use that sugar for energy, but when you stay seated, muscles use less sugar. Blood sugar stays elevated longer. The pancreas releases more insulin. Over months and years, cells become less sensitive to insulin. This is called insulin resistance. Insulin resistance increases the risk of type 2 diabetes. Diabetes is strongly linked to heart disease. High blood sugar also damages the delicate lining of blood vessels. It makes them stiff. It makes them vulnerable. Cholesterol balance can also shift. Levels of healthy cholesterol may decrease. Levels of harmful particles may rise. These particles stick more easily to irritated artery walls. But the worst effect happens quietly. The inner lining of your arteries, called the endothelium, begins to lose its ability to expand properly. This lining controls how vessels widen and narrow. It responds to movement. It responds to physical demand. When the body moves less, the signals weaken. The vessels do not practice expanding. Over time, they become less responsive, less flexible. Blood flow becomes less efficient. Oxygen delivery changes subtly. The heart compensates again. There is no immediate pain, no sudden collapse, no dramatic event during the first months or even years. You won't feel it today. You might complete a full workday seated and feel only mild fatigue. You might sit for years and feel nothing more than occasional stiffness in your back. You might not feel it next year. Annual checkups may look mostly normal at first. Numbers can stay within range while changes are building slowly inside. But your arteries remember. They remember each long stretch of stillness. They remember the reduced blood flow. They remember the repeated sugar spikes without muscle use. They remember the silent inflammation. Inside the body, small fatty streaks can begin forming along artery walls. These streaks are not blockages yet. They are early deposits. The body tries to stabilize them with fibrous tissue. Over time, layers form, plaque develops gradually. This process can take years. It does not announce itself loudly. There is no daily alarm. There is no sharp pain in the early stages. The heart muscle itself may also adapt to increased pressure. It can thicken slightly to pump more forcefully. At first, this seems helpful. The stronger pump, but thickening reduces flexibility. A stiff heart fills less efficiently between beats. Efficiency drops slowly. Blood pressure may rise a few points over time, not enough to cause panic, just enough to shift risk. Inflammation markers may increase slightly, not enough to feel, just enough to irritate vessel walls. Blood sugar may stay elevated a little longer after meals, not enough to cause symptoms, just enough to change metabolism. Each change looks small alone. Together they form a pattern. You sit during breakfast. You sit during commuting. You sit at work. You sit during lunch. You sit during meetings. You sit while scrolling at night. Hours add up quietly. 8 hours, 10 hours, sometimes more. Even people who exercise for 30 minutes a day are not fully protected if the rest of the day is spent seated. Short workouts cannot completely cancel long inactivity. The body needs regular movement signals throughout the day. It needs muscles contracting often. It needs blood flow changing positions. When sitting becomes chronic, circulation in the lower body slows repeatedly. Veins in the legs hold more blood. The heart receives slightly less return flow. The autonomic nervous system adjusts. Hormonal signals shift. Stress hormones can increase when circulation is inefficient. These hormones also affect blood pressure and blood sugar. The system becomes interconnected. One habit influences many pathways. You won't feel your arteries stiffening. You won't feel small plaques forming. You won't feel endothelial dysfunction in its early stages. There is no pain receptor that announces narrowing blood vessels until the narrowing becomes severe. Many heart attacks occur in people who felt fine days before. The disease often developed quietly over decades. The foundation can begin with daily patterns that seemed harmless. The modern environment makes this habit easy to continue. Chairs are comfortable. Screens are engaging. Work demands focus at a desk. Social life often revolves around seated activities. The brain enjoys convenience. Movement requires intention. Sitting requires nothing. That is why it spreads. That is why it is ignored. Over time, prolonged sitting can reduce overall calorie use. Weight may increase gradually. Extra weight increases strain on the heart. Fat tissue itself produces inflammatory chemicals. This adds to the existing low-grade inflammation caused by inactivity. The cycle strengthens. Higher weight increases blood pressure further. Higher blood pressure stresses arteries more. More stress leads to more repair. More repair leads to thicker vessel walls. The heart is strong, but it is sensitive to long-term patterns. It responds to repeated signals. It adapts to your daily routine. If your routine tells it to operate in a low-movement environment, it adjusts to that reality. If your routine reduces circulation demands for years, vessels lose flexibility. If sugar remains elevated frequently, vessels lose smoothness. If pressure stays slightly high for years, walls stiffen. You won't notice these adaptations as they happen. The body is designed to maintain balance. It hides early dysfunction to keep you functioning. That hidden phase is the silent damage phase. It is slow. It is steady. It is quiet. You won't feel it today. You might not feel it next year, but your arteries remember every long, motionless hour. The people most at risk are not always the ones you expect. It is not only those with obvious health problems. It is often responsible, hardworking, focused individuals. Office workers sit for long hours in front of computers. Meetings stack back to back. Deadlines demand attention. Lunch breaks become shorter. Movement becomes optional. A full day can pass without more than a short walk to the restroom. This is not laziness. It is structure. It is routine. It is the design of modern work. Students face a similar pattern. Long classes, study sessions, exams, homework on screens, late nights reviewing notes while sitting in the same position for hours. Education rewards stillness. Focus is measured by how long someone can remain seated. Over time, this stillness becomes normal. People over 35 face another layer of risk. Metabolism naturally slows with age. Muscle mass gradually decreases. Hormonal balance shifts. The body becomes slightly less forgiving. What felt harmless at 25 may have stronger effects at 40. Blood vessels lose elasticity slowly with age. Recovery becomes slower. If long sitting continues during these years, the combined effect grows. Then there are people who believe they are healthy. They exercise 3 or 4 times a week. They eat balanced meals. They avoid smoking. They feel confident in their routines. But if the remaining hours of the day are spent sitting, the risk does not fully disappear. Short bursts of exercise are powerful, but they cannot completely erase 10 or 12 hours of inactivity. This reality surprises many people. It does not mean their effort is useless. It means the body responds to total daily movement, not just scheduled workouts. The risk group includes dedicated professionals, ambitious students, responsible parents, disciplined gym members, and people who simply follow the rhythm of modern life. There is no blame here. There is only awareness. The environment encourages sitting. Society rewards it. Comfort makes it easy. That is why the risk spreads quietly across age groups and professions. The good news? This damage can be reduced. Your heart can recover. The body has an incredible ability to adapt in a positive direction when given the right signals. Blood vessels can regain flexibility. Blood pressure can improve. Inflammation levels can drop. Blood sugar control can stabilize. Studies in cardiovascular health show that even small increases in daily movement improve endothelial function, reduce arterial stiffness, and lower metabolic risk markers. The heart muscle responds to healthier patterns. It does not hold grudges, it responds to change. When circulation improves regularly, the inner lining of the arteries becomes more responsive again. When muscles contract frequently throughout the day, they help regulate blood sugar more efficiently. When blood pressure drops even slightly, stress on artery walls decreases. The process that once moved toward strain can shift toward repair. It does not require extreme routines. It does not require spending hours in a gym. It begins with small, consistent signals. The heart listens to repetition. If the repetition becomes healthy, adaptation becomes healthy. This is where control returns to you, not through fear, but through steady action. The body is dynamic. It is not fixed. Years of sitting do not mean permanent damage if change begins early enough. Even later in life, improvements are possible. Research consistently shows that lifestyle adjustments improve cholesterol balance, reduce resting blood pressure, and enhance overall cardiovascular efficiency. The turning point begins with awareness and continues with practical steps. The first step is a small habit shift. Break long sitting periods with brief movement. Stand up every 30 to 60 minutes. Walk for 2 or 3 minutes. Stretch your legs, roll your shoulders. Let your muscles contract. These short breaks restart circulation. They activate the large muscles in the legs that assist blood return to the heart. They reduce stiffness in blood vessels. They send a signal that the body is active. This does not interrupt productivity. It can improve focus. Short movement breaks increase oxygen flow to the brain. Energy levels often rise. Over a full day, these small interruptions prevent hours of continuous inactivity. They create rhythm instead of stillness. The second step is a time-based adjustment. Set a simple rule for your daily schedule. For every hour of sitting, include at least 5 minutes of standing or moving. This is realistic. It fits into office life and study sessions. Phone reminders can help at first. Over time, it becomes natural. Some people choose standing desks for part of the day. Others take phone calls while walking. Small structural adjustments change total daily movement significantly. Instead of 8 straight hours of sitting, the day becomes a pattern of motion and rest. That pattern protects circulation. It lowers prolonged pressure on the cardiovascular system. The third step is an easy daily correction outside work hours. Add light activity in the evening, a 20-minute walk after dinner, gentle stretching while watching a show, simple body weight movements at home. The goal is not intensity. The goal is frequency. Muscles need regular activation. Blood vessels need regular expansion. Consistency matters more than difficulty. A daily walk may seem small, but over months it improves blood pressure, supports healthy cholesterol levels, and enhances insulin sensitivity. Combined with reduced sitting during the day, the effect multiplies. None of these steps require dramatic lifestyle changes. They require awareness and repetition. The heart responds to patterns. When the pattern shifts from long stillness to balanced movement, internal chemistry changes. Inflammation markers decrease gradually. Resting heart rate may improve. Energy becomes more stable. The body feels lighter not only physically but metabolically. Small shifts accumulate just like small risks once did. The same principle that allowed damage to build slowly can now support recovery slowly. You do not need perfection. You need consistency. Even on busy days, 2 or 3 short walks are better than none. Even partial improvement lowers strain compared to complete inactivity. Office workers can stand during meetings when possible. Students can review notes while pacing slowly. People over 35 can prioritize short walks after meals to support blood sugar control. Those who already exercise can spread movement throughout the day instead of relying only on one session. Each group can adjust without guilt or pressure. The message is not to abandon chairs. It is to reduce uninterrupted sitting. The body was designed for movement. Modern life reduced it. Awareness restores balance. As these changes continue, internal systems recalibrate. Blood vessels practice expanding more often. The heart pumps against slightly lower resistance. Muscles use circulating glucose more effectively. Over time, lab numbers may reflect improvement. Blood pressure readings may drop a few points. Cholesterol ratios may shift in a positive direction. Waist circumference may reduce slightly. These are measurable signs that the heart is responding. The process remains gradual. There is no instant transformation, but steady correction creates steady protection. The risk from prolonged sitting developed over years. The solution also unfolds over time. That reality should feel reassuring, not discouraging. It means there is room to intervene. It means daily choices matter. The heart does not demand extreme sacrifice. It asks for movement. It asks for circulation. It asks for balanced stress. When those needs are met regularly, resilience increases. The silent damage slows. In some cases, early changes partially reverse. Arteries regain some flexibility. Endothelial function improves. Metabolic stability strengthens. This is not about turning every person into an athlete. It is about reducing unnecessary stillness. It is about reminding the cardiovascular system that the body is meant to move. Short breaks, simple adjustments, gentle evening activity. These actions sound small, but they counteract one of the most common modern risks. Over weeks, movement feels natural again. Over months, health markers reflect the shift. Over years, the heart benefits from the pattern you choose repeatedly. No blame, no pressure, just awareness and practical correction. The same routine that once stressed the heart can be reshaped into one that supports it. The difference lies in frequency of movement. The difference lies in breaking the cycle of long, uninterrupted sitting. Each step away from the chair, even briefly, is a step toward better circulation. Each small decision sends a message to your arteries. That message can be protective, and the heart responds quietly, just as it always has. adapting to the signals you give it every day. Your heart works for you every second. It beats when you sleep. It beats when you sit. It beats when you forget about it. It never asks for a break. It never stops to complain. Even when you spend hours in one chair, even when circulation slows, even when pressure rises quietly, it keeps going. That loyalty deserves respect. That quiet strength deserves protection. The truth is simple. Small daily habits shape your future heart health more than rare dramatic events. Long hours of sitting may feel harmless, but over years they leave a mark. The good part is this: you now know, and awareness gives you control. A few minutes of movement can change your internal chemistry. A short walk can reset your circulation. Standing up can lower silent stress on your arteries. These are small acts, but repeated daily they become powerful. So here is a simple question for you. How many hours a day do you spend sitting without a real break? Be honest with yourself. Count your work hours. Count your screen time. Count your evening routine. Then decide if your heart deserves better. If this video opened your eyes, take 1 second right now and press like. It helps this message reach more people who are unknowingly putting their hearts at risk. Subscribe to the channel for more simple science-based health insights that protect you and your family. Drop a comment below and tell us how many hours you sit each day and what small change you will start today. And share this video with someone who works long hours, studies late, or spends most of the day in a chair. One small share could help protect someone's heart for years to come. Your heart shows up for you every moment of your life. Show up for it starting today.